Welcome back to the Antique FANatic. As you can tell, we're back out here in the shop again, and we're going to work on this today. I know what you're thinking. Okay, a lamp. Yep, it's a lamp. But it's not just any lamp. For those of you in the know, and you know what it is. It's a Art Deco preheat early fluorescent skyscraper lamp. And now those of you that didn't know do know. So partial mission accomplished. Anyway, I learned something a while back, and I keep learning it because I've got a hard head. Never take for granted when someone tells you it worked last time we plugged it in. Test it yourself, because sometimes they don't understand what work means. Because this is a preheat lamp, it lit up dimly, but what I found out is it seems to be stuck in preheat mode. That means it's not fully engaging the tube, and I don't know if it's fixable or I need to replace parts, but that's our goal today. And you may recognize this from a previous video where we went to Springfield, Illinois for an estate sale of a huge lighting collector up there. I pulled that out of the shed. It's a beautiful piece. Why do they call this a skyscraper lamp? I don't know. I guess because it's vertical. I mean, it was as good as anything. But it's cool. I like it. And I think you probably do too if you're into antiques like me. So we're going to tear this apart today and clean it up and see if we can get it working. I don't know if I can repair this switch or if I got to replace it, but I have parts for this, because these are pretty universal. They're just a standard fluorescent red, black button, so on and so forth. And so without further ado, let's tear into it and see what it looks like. Here's a closer look at the inside. I got a little more demolition to do on it, but this is a support tube. The wiring comes through here. It's kind of rusty, a little rusty up here. And this is very interesting. This is a brass end tube, which that's the earliest of the tubes. They made them with brass ends, then they went to some had a black end, and then later it was just the aluminum caps on those. So this is probably the original tube for this light. I've tried twisting this and it doesn't want to come out, and I don't want to break it, so I'm going to try to disassemble the support and then just lift this off the tube. I just wanted to give you a glimpse before I continue taking it apart. Okay, here it is. It's all naked now, completely. It's filthy dirty, it's rusty crusty, and just a warning, you got to be careful with these old fluorescent fixtures, because these old ballasts had what they call PCB in them, and that may be some PCB goo down in there. You really don't want to touch that, and try not to disturb it and breathe it, because they quit using it because it was toxic. This whole thing, this has probably got uranium in the glass. More than likely. I'll try to get me a black light together to test that out. Wish I had a Geiger counter, because I don't know how much radiation those give off, but I don't imagine it's a whole lot, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time around it, but I want to fix it. Anyway, I'm rambling, had a lot of coffee. So I'm going to tear it further apart, hopefully, we can get it all with, it's not terrible. I'm gonna probably clean this off with the wire wheel. Also, I have to make a wiring diagram because if there's more than 2 wires, I'll forget where it goes. So let's get into making that wiring diagram. I think that's probably the most important thing. Roadmap. Bob Ross, I am not. Really not a Bob Vila either. But I have fun, right? Okay. This is switch. Red. Black. So we got ballast. Let's go ahead and draw what we need. And it only has 2 wires coming out. This one has 4. Of course, you got your line, which is your power, and then you got your tube. So we know those are the things we have. So now we have to figure out what goes where. Let's put top and bottom. So we've got 1 wire goes from the bottom of the red side to one of the bits on the top of the tube. And let's see. The other top tube goes from here, from the ballast to the tube. Okay. Now this one goes here, jump over, remembering some of my diagram things from my drafting days. Okay, so the bottom of the tube, this is a line. Bottom of the black goes to the line. And then we got 1 line goes to the bottom of the thing, and then we got this goes here, process of elimination. Okay, all right, that looks pretty simple. That makes perfect sense. Well, best I can do. We got a few rusty bits. We probably would do good to try to loosen them up a little bit. I think that'll probably be all we need, to be honest. I don't know. It's a mess. All that much. We'll squirt some in here so I can break some of that crap loose. Put some down here. It'll dry. No worries. Don't leave me in the dark. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and ring that bell like you're calling for the butler. Bryant. It's got Bryant fixtures in there, which is interesting. I'm gonna try to get that ballast off. I'm gonna try to tackle as much as I can. Ooh, look at that. That's nasty. But we need some looby-doob on there. More time to gently massage this tube out of its prison. There it goes. Comes. Oh! Well, I learned something today. Got that on film. Okay, so apparently these Bryant, I call them turrets because I heard somebody say that one time, where these tubes sit, and those of you that know a lot more about fluorescence than I will laugh because I don't know or didn't know. Let me get you over here and show you. Get this clean. You know how when you put tubes in modern fixtures you twist them? These just slide in and there they go. They don't twist. So that's something. Didn't know that. Now that we've got that out, maybe we can get it this bottom with a screwdriver, but it's corroded. Son of a biscuit. I really don't want to have to cut them. just wanted to show you real quick. This was a lamp that I had. It worked, but it has all the necessary parts I need. So I went ahead and took it apart. It's plain, it's wooden base, it's got some cracks in it, but it had a tube just like the other one, except this one says GE Mazda. I'll show you. I know we fluorescent folks kind of like that stuff. I need to try to get it steady, but that's a Mazda. And then this one, I think I've heard of it before, but this was the one that was in it originally, and I'm sure it's probably still good also. High grade. All made in the USA. 15 watt. But I'm going to keep both of those because they're pretty unique. Anyway, I just want to show you that. Got the ballast, the switch, and I even took the plug off, so maybe I'll use that. Some of the hardware I'm going to be able to utilize. Hoping the bolt pattern's the same over here for the ballast, because that ballast is rusty and I don't want to put it back in the lamp. There are the turrets back there for the attachment of the bulb. I had to drill one of those out. I think it's going to work anyway. I got to go to the store and maybe look into getting some hardware, because that other screw I had to grind off. It was fused to the metal. Anyway, that's all there is for now, and I think everything else is going to work out just fine. My next step is going to be to take this outside to the wire wheel and try to clean some of the rust off this. Then I'm going to give it a bath in acetone, and then we're going to squirt some newness on it and see what we can do. We'll clean this switch up and take these wire leads off these solder points so we can be ready to put new wire on there. And let me show you what I got over here. There's the new wire. This is rated at like 500 volts, so don't freak out. It's 18 gauge, but it's going to be plenty for this, and it'll fit down this tube nice. So let's go out and do some wire wheeling. Alright, it's time to put it back together. Let's get after it. Well, we finally got it back together. And I don't know what to say. It was a little bit of a fight. This old girl had seen some moisture and it was rusty inside. The paint was flaking off. Just a nasty, nasty thing inside. The wiring was terrible. We swapped out the ballast, we swapped out the tube and the switch and pulled it out of a pretty ordinary and damaged desk lamp. Everything was interchangeable, the right wattage, etc. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Without further ado, let's give it a fire up. That's sweet, very gratifying. Art Deco to say the least. Pre-war, 30s, 40s, Skyscraper lamp with a brass ender tube. GE Mazda. Pretty sweet deal. Proud to have it. I hope you enjoyed it. We appreciate your support as always, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Antique FANatic. God bless.